Welcome to an episode with me, Babby. Warning, there is some unsuitable language in this video. Not suitable for kids, maybe even not some adults. So, if you're easily offended by language, this is your time to just turn the sound down and watch. So, with that warning said, let's move on. This is a 1967 Camaro RS. As you can see, it needs a little bit of work. It's more of like a 20-footer, they call it. You get 20 feet away, looks perfectly fine. You get inside that 20 feet mark, you can see all the imperfections. So, a little bit of history on this car. This car has been in my family for over 20 years. It actually was my brother and dad's car, and they pretty much just got tired of putting money into it, and it was just pretty much, they just didn't want it anymore, so they were going to sell it. Now, they did offer it to me. All I had to do was buy out my brother. Me and Cambriea personally own this for a little over a year now. I worked on it last year. I did some updating and just trying to get it cleaned up, but it is a lot of work, and it's definitely a lot of money. But anyways, we move on. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but I'll give you a little walk around here. We have, actually, it still has original 1967 seats. Interior's been replaced as far as the carpet goes, so it's that, you know, that period correct, the right for this car carpeting. And you can see right here we got rust and all this. This car needs a lot of body work, no doubt about it. I am not a body work guy. I'm a tinker of cars because I just like cars. So this car I'm learning as I go, but I'm gonna do whatever I can to save money, and that way I can, you know, say I did it myself. But yeah, the interior is pretty much mint as far as the seats go. New carpet. I installed this Hurst shifter. That was last year, so that thing is all set up. Right now I got some stuff disconnected in here, mainly the driver's seat because I had to do some stuff under the dash, but it still has the original steering wheel and everything. Original radio, speaker, all that stuff. I replaced and did the carpet in the back here to cover up the holes, but also just make it nice. Again, like I said, this is an RS, so it's got all these lights work, except for it's kind of the whole car around. Any lights or electrical from below the bumper doesn't work. All the wires are like rotted out and everything like that. So that's part of the project I got to work on. I got all the tail lights working, new exhausts from a couple years ago. But here's the key. This is why I took on this project, because if you look at the body work and you're just like, that's too much. Every panel has something that needs body work on it. But the key to this car is it has a brand new powder coated frame, and it has the subframe connectors already in it. So that's why like this car didn't drive for so long, is because the frame was shot, and that's where my brother and dad focused their effort, holding the car together so it wouldn't fall apart. I got to figure out these headlights, kind of taking them apart. They need parts. I need to work on this hood. But anyways, this is not the original motor. This is actually a small block Chevy 350, and if you keep watching this video, you're going to see what I'm doing with this thing. The owners before our family were trying to convert this from an RS to an SSRS. So that's why they painted it with the stripes, and they put a 350 in it because they were trying to get that, you know, high output 350 SSRS. So I don't know what that thing makes for power, but I'll find out. So back here, I worked on this trunk. One, there's still more work to be done, but this thing was very rusty before and had a couple of holes and all that, so I tried patching, you know, the best I could. And my next thing I got to do on here is replace this weather stripping. Whoever painted this car did a horrible job. That's probably part of the reason for the rust. But they just, look, they painted right over all this trim. Like, who does that? So I got to rip all this off. I got new weather stripping for it. Put that on, then I'll finally be able to get in and put carpeting in here, make it, you know, like the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, so that was last year. I did a lot of that and just trying to just do rust proofing from the inside out. That's what I focused on last year. Now I'm working more in the engine bay and the wiring, which is a nightmare. This car's a lot of work. It's gonna take forever. My goal is this summer, it will be driven. So stay tuned, watch what I do. Like I said, language in this video, do not let your kids watch unless you don't care. Then whatever, let them watch. Let them have fun. I was laughing when I was watching this video back. So stay tuned. All right. So, welcome back to Bobby's Corner, otherwise DIY Project Bobby. Yeah. Look at this butt. Okay. Anyways, so for those of you, you know how hard it is to make videos with kids. It's hard. It's hard when you try to do anything with kids. They like talking, like getting in your way. They just like being around you. Not that's a bad thing, but when you're trying to get stuff done, it's not a great thing. Anyways, so those of you that actually been following me on Instagram from the beginning, Project Bobby. He's still talking. He's still talking. All right, anyways. You know that I have a 1967 Camaro RS. Really? And I've been trying to get it running. I've had it for a little over a year. Prior to that, it belonged to my dad and my brother, and they just didn't have the time to deal with it anymore. So it's you know, it's my problem now, mine and Cambrea's problem. So I'm getting back into working on it, because it's just, why have something if it's just gonna sit, right? So I'm getting back into this thing. So this belt, so I already started taking this thing apart. I didn't want to, I don't know, I didn't record it. But anyway, so this belt, you know, it goes on here. This is what goes to the alternator. And the alternator was misaligned. You can see there's little chunks out of the belt here. I don't want to take a chance of driving this thing when it is fully operational and throwing a belt, breaking down the side of the highway because I don't have any power, because I don't have an alternator, you know. So took the alternator apart. Let me messing with this bracket. But also, if you look in here, you see this? There's a nice little, almost looks like a cut. It's definitely a nice little chunk cut out of there. So I loosened up this tensioner, and I'm trying to get it to go forward more. But now I'm gonna pull this thing off here and try to get this belt off. What I want to do is I want to get some new belts, put them on here right away. Why do double work? If I got it apart, I might as well just replace the belts. I'm also, well, I already did that. That was last year. Cleaned up a lot of this stuff. It's all dirty now from sitting. But the new thing also, I'm ordering new parts. So this is a Quadrajet, Rochester Quadrajet. So this is all like the original like type stuff for the car. Obviously this car's not original, but that's pretty much what, you know, the car came with. There's a couple things that have been replaced. Obviously this looks newer, stuff like that. What I want to do is and this is not original obviously, but what I want to do is I want to replace this, because Quadrajets can be a nightmare, especially not for people that aren't really used to carburetors. If you're good at tuning carburetors, then, you know, Quadrajet might be your thing, but it's definitely not mine. I don't like the delay in it. When you hit the gas, it's like a hesitation. And that's what they're kind of known for, is they're supposed to be fuel efficient. If you can call carburetors fuel efficient, which I cannot. So what I want to do is I'm going to take all this off. I'm going to order some new springs because they're old. I'm ordering a new carb. I'm going to go with an Edelbrock. And the Edelbrock I want to order is the ASV2. It is the closest you can get in a carburetor to a fuel injection. It has the, it's just better, you know. It's just way better, way easier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm getting a new one of these. I'm gonna take all this apart, this whole fuel line all the way down there. All this is coming out, and I'm gonna probably sell it on Facebook, something, whatever, I don't know. Put the new Edelbrock on, get the new Edelbrock filter, all that good jazz, new braided line, and hopefully this car will run a heck of a lot better, because with this Quadrajet, it definitely does not run great. I mean, it runs, but it's really hard to get it running and warmed up, and where it's like, oh yeah, Edelbrock is supposed to take care of that problem. It's, you start it, it's more reliable. Ideally, I want to drive this car to work, so over these next couple weeks, I'm going to be working on the car. My limitations are my back. My back is bothering me right now, just a little bit I've been working on this. And yeah, I went to the chiropractor to try to get some relief, and it helped a little bit, but I'm still in pain. So another thing, these tires, these things are all dry rotted. You get in there, look at this. This is bad. It's really bad. And this is the best of the tires. This one actually holds air. The other ones lose air. I got my toolkit out here. This one loses air. This one loses air pretty good, but you can just see it's just rotten. This tire's horrible. This actually will go completely flat, 0 pounds of pressure. This thing will be sitting on the dang ground. So I'm hoping the rim's still good and that it doesn't, it's not like it moved with the tire being flat or anything, but still. So this is the project that I want to try to do, because honestly, I need to work on stuff. I just need to do it. I want to get some stuff done around the house, but I only got like one more project that I personally need to do around the house, so this is gonna be it. So I want to order parts, get them on the way. When they come in, we start working on it. Can't get a shirt on this kid. Look at him go. What a nut. This speed demon. There's one more thing though. So I'm gonna have to outsource this because, like I said, my back just ain't gonna take it. And I don't have a lift. I would have to use jack stands, and that's just even more bad for my back. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. You know, you should wear a shirt, bro. All right. Yeah, you see that little mark here? This little mark. Oh yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. So I don't have to crawl up and down under this thing. I'm gonna have this towed to a shop. I mean, it runs, but not knowing, I'm pretty sure that's the transmission fluid all over there. I don't want to fill it up just to have it shoot all out again. So I'm gonna have it towed to a shop. They're gonna put the new tires on. They're gonna pull that trans, figure out what's wrong with it, where it's leaking. And I want to say it's probably the gasket just shot. Just because this car sat for 20 years. Didn't drive, nothing. Motor ran, you know, they started up and all that stuff, but never drove really. So I'm thinking those gaskets just rotten. And when I drove it, like around the block here, when I first got it, I'm thinking that broke it loose. So, yeah. So I'm gonna outsource this to a local shop that I take. Like, I took the 4Runner 2 and the CRV. And we'll get the new tires, transmission fixed. I'm going to do all the stuff under the hood, and I'm hoping to have a driving car. It's all registered. It's good to go. So that's kind of my plan here is I'm going to try to straighten out this bracket in my vise. Also, you hear that noise? I'm reconditioning the battery for the Camaro. It's, you know, the battery says it still has good voltage and everything like that. I mean, it's been sitting for all winter. But yeah, I just want to make sure it's good to go. So what I got here, if you can see it, so I got this bottom part in the vise. This is where it connects to the block, right? So if you can see this, it is not straight. So I'm gonna help it. I'm gonna bend it a little bit here and try to get this thing to sit straight. So if I even go lower here, it still isn't right, you know? So I'm going to finesse this, hopefully straight. Shoot. That's about fucking distance I need out. Fuck you, bracket. So here's another problem I found. If I can fix it, fine. Otherwise, I gotta order a new bracket, which I don't really want to do. So this is supposed to allow you to like adjust your alternator when you take the belt off, put it on. Well, here's the issue. This area is like crushed. So it only goes this far. And if you go this way, it only goes that far. So I need to open up this. And I'm kind of afraid because it looks like somebody already took something to it and cut this. So it's obviously used on something else. I don't know. We'll see if I can fix it. If not, I'll have to find something else. You fucker, what are you doing? Damn. Damn it. Better. Awesome. Well, as you could see, the reason why I was getting stuck before is the battery was low. But now, if I stick this in here, it slides. So maybe we can keep using it. We'll find out when we get everything back together. It's a little hot. Oh, man. Oh, fuck me. Alright, what I'm doing right now is I'm going to attempt to take this carb off. The alternator is definitely, those mounting brackets are not the right ones for this motor. I'm going to try to make it work. But if not, I might just order the correct ones. So we'll see. I got some belts, but they're not the exact size, so it's, yeah. And kind of hard to tell what belts are supposed to be on here because it's not the right mount. Team brackets for it, so it's kind of a pain. But anyways, so right now I'm going to try to take the carburetor off. Already disconnected the fuel. So the fuel gets plugged in right here. This is the mechanical fuel pump. So I got that, I just got a bolt in it and shouldn't leak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect. This is the output. And I want to disconnect this, and that follows up to here, and that plugs into here. So I want to get this carb off. The reason why I want to get the carb off is because I need to see what kind of Now this looks like it's the stock intake manifold, but I gotta see what kind of, what's under it, because then I can order the correct adapter plate. So I'm gonna undo these 4 bolts, there's 2 on the back, and then I gotta disconnect the wiring, but I think just, if I can get it just high enough, I can see what's there. And then hopefully that's it. And then I can go and order the parts that I need. So we'll see. First things first, I want to disconnect this, and then when I do move this whole upper part, it doesn't bend it or mess it up. I kind of want to keep this as one whole piece, because then I can sell it as a whole piece. Oh my goodness. Oh geez, phone. You just really went for a trip, didn't ya? Ah, there we go. There we go. Now you're back. Alright, so still a little snug, but it is at least loose. Come on. If you want to get back on the road, car.
Warning. This video contains adult language due to
working on a car.
Working on car. If that you are easily offended, do not continue.
Oh shit. No, I just dropped it. Oh, balls. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. You work on projects, it tends to upset you. Just a wee bit. A wee little bit. Alright. Come on, you. Get the hell off. Oh, balls. Why won't you come off? Oh my goodness. Where did I put that? Losing my mind, losing my mind. Where did I put that French? There it is. Oh, you fart. Oh, why? Why are you so tight? Amongst everything else. Why is that like open? That's weird. Whatever. Oh! Oh boy, that's turning that whole thing, ain't it? Oh, shooty doody. Shooty doody. Well, what was I doing? This has got to go this way. Okay. Which means this one's got to go that way. Oh, there you go. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, let's see what we got under this thing. Hopefully not too much stuff has to disconnect. Oh boy. Maybe a lot of stuff has to. I just want to see underneath you. Nothing else. Ooh, I can get it from the other side. Okay, buddy. Let's move this there. Oh, looky that. Definitely stock. For sure. Stock. Isn't that weird? Definitely stock Quadrajet intake manifold. Pain in the booty. Many, many pains in the boot. Alright, cool. Alright, so I got what I needed to see. I don't want to take the whole thing apart, merely because when I put the new one on, I want to make sure I hook up everything right. So I want to kind of get the new one here, get it like next to it, and then see about which lines need to go and get hooked up. So I don't want to totally rip this thing apart. I don't know how long it'll take for the new one to get here. That's probably like another reason. But I did get the fuel line disconnected. So that's all pulled off. So there's the pump. There's that. Like I said, I got this capped off, and we're able to look underneath, which is good. And like I said, that is a stock intake manifold for a Quadrajet. So now I know exactly what I need to order. I'll be able to pull this thing apart and all that stuff. But for right now, just so nothing gets into the motor, I'm going to put the air filter back on so it covers up. I'll put the bolts back in place just so it doesn't really move. I might do something with this wire too. I can't get down in there to disconnect it, so I'm gonna have to get creative on how I move this wire. So, but it drives me nuts that it's just in front here. Who the heck thought to route it that way? That was just silly. So stay tuned. When I get the parts in, I'm gonna swap this all over. I'll make sure to videotape it, or videotape. Who uses videotapes anymore? Anybody even still own a VCR? If you own a VCR, drop a comment. I am kind of curious how many VCRs are still out there and they still work. Okay, own and still work, so you have to still use it. I personally I don't own a VCR. I own a Blu-ray player, a DVD. I don't even know if I have a DVD player anymore. I don't know. So yeah, drop a comment. Let me know if you guys have a VCR and it works. So yeah, curious. I think that's all I'm gonna be able to do today. Now I gotta order the parts. I gotta go eat. I've been holding off on dinner. I did buy new belts. They're not exactly the right size, but I think we got some wiggle room, because that's why you have tension adjusters. I am going to still try to find the right belts. I might even try to find the right, because this is definitely not it. More to come. I'm going to clean up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And definitely hit that bell so you know when I'm going to work on this car again. It is interesting. And if you like cars, like I do, then yeah, stick around. I am no mechanic by any means. I'm just a tinkerer, and I like cars. So I'm learning as I go with this car. So yeah, stay tuned. Like, subscribe, bell it. Next time. See ya. Bye.